Diyos ang pasasalamat para sa isa na namang napakabuting araw at sa pagkakataon para matuto. Ako si Teacher Royce at hayaan nyo na gabayan kayo na gawin natin ang math ay maging madali lang. Simulan na natin. Ang pag-uusapan natin ngayong araw ay ang tungkol sa relationship between roots and coefficients of a quadratic equation. Our objective is for you to describe the relationship between the coefficients and the roots of a quadratic equation. Eto, subukan nyo ang activity na ito. You have 1 minute to answer this activity. Ihanda ng inyong mga lapis, ballpen at papel. Babasahin ko na ang direction. Read the question carefully and write your answer on your answer sheet. Handa na? Kung handa na, your timer starts now. Time's up. Ngayon, tingnan natin kung nakuha nyo ang sagot. Here are the answers. Letter A, R plus S. The answer is 5. And B, R times S. The answer is negative 4. Nakuha nyo ba ang tamang sagot? Kung hindi, alamin natin kung paano ito makukuha mamaya. Ngayon, pag-usapan na natin ang relationship between roots and coefficients of a quadratic equation. There is an interesting relationship between roots and coefficient of quadratic equation. So let's have the quadratic equation in standard form. If we assign R and S for the roots of this equation, we will have, by quadratic formula, R equals negative of B over 2A plus the square root of B squared minus 4AC all over 2A. And S is equal to negative of B over 2A minus the square root of B squared minus 4AC all over 2A. If we get the sum of these roots, we will get negative B over A. So the sum of the roots is negative of B over A. Now, if we multiply the roots, R times S, we will get C over A. Again, we will get C over A if we multiply the roots R and S. Anong ibig sabihin ng mga ito? If we add the roots of a quadratic equation, R plus S, the sum of the roots is the negative coefficient of X. In the quadratic equation, coefficient of x is b. If we get the sum of the roots, we will get the negative coefficient of x. That is negative b. The product of the roots is the constant. If we multiply the roots of a certain quadratic equation, we will get the constant. Upang mas maunawaan, heto ang isang example. Let us solve and check the quadratic equation 3x squared minus 13x minus 10 equals 0. The equation is already in the standard form. Let us now get the values of a, b, and c. We have 3, negative 13, and negative 10 respectively. Solving the equation by factoring, we have 3x squared minus 13x plus 10 is equal to the quantity 3x plus 2 times the quantity x minus 5 equals 0. We will obtain the roots negative 2 over 3 and 5. Now, let us check the relationship between the roots and the coefficients of the quadratic equation. First, let us get the sum of the roots. Getting the sum of negative 2 over 3 and 5, we have negative 2 plus 15 all over 3, and that is equal to 13 over 3. The sum of the roots is the negative coefficient of x. From the equation, the coefficient of x is negative 13. From the result, we obtain 13, which is the negative of b. So we have verified that the sum of the roots is the negative coefficient of x. B is negative 13 from the equation, and from the result, negative b is 13. Also, we have a is equal to 3. Next, we get the product of the roots. Multiplying negative 2 over 3 and 5, we get negative 10 over 3. The product of the roots is the constant. From the equation, the constant is negative 10. From the result, we obtain c is equal to negative 10. Pareho. And also, a is 3. Sana nasundan at naunawaan. Balikan natin yung activity natin kanina. Alamin natin kung paano nakuha ang mga sagot. Item number 1, if r and s are roots of 2x squared minus 10x minus 8 equals 0, find, without solving the equation, the value of letter A, r plus s, and letter B, r times s. Solving for the sum of the roots, we get the values of a, b, and c from the given quadratic equation. So we have 2, negative 10, and negative 8 respectively. So since we know that the sum of the roots is equal to negative of b over a, by substitution, we will have negative of negative 10 over 2, and that is equal to 10 over 2, 5 over 1, or simply 5. Letter B, the product of the roots r times s. Again, the values of a, b, and c are 2, negative 10, and negative 8 respectively. R times S is equal to C over A. By substitution, we have negative 8 over 2, negative 4 over 1, or simply negative 4. So, ayun. Alam na natin kung paano nakuha ang mga sagot. That ends our discussion regarding the relationship of roots and coefficients of quadratic equations. Maraming salamat sa inyong pakikinig at panonood sa ating video. Nawa ay natulungan ko kayo sa inyong lesson at nagabayan ko kayo para ito ay inyong mas maunawaan. Magkita-kita ulit tayo sa susunod na video. Muli, maraming salamat at paalam!